Computed properties. A song has a duration property measured in seconds, but it would also be useful to ask a song for its duration as a string formatted in minutes and seconds. To solve this, you could have two properties, minutes and seconds, but then you would need to perform a calculation to find out the total duration. Alternatively, you could have three properties, minutes, seconds, and duration, but it would be easy to create a struct with inconsistent data where the duration value didn't add up to the right number of minutes and seconds. A better approach to the problem would be to calculate the formatted string from the duration value. For properties that can be calculated on demand, you can add a computed property to the struct like this. So we have struct song, let title be a string, let artist be a string, let duration be an integer. And then we have this computed property. So we have a variable, formatted duration is a string, and then it works a little bit like a function. So we have the curly brackets, let minutes get duration divided by 60, and remember this rounds down. So this is going to give us how many minutes, because there are 60 seconds in a minute. And then remember the modulus or remainder operator gives us the remainder. So duration remainder 60 is going to give us how many seconds are left over once all of the minutes have been calculated. So anything that doesn't add up to 60. And then it's going to return an interpolated string of minutes, M, and seconds, S. And then let song get. This is where we make an instance of the song type as our constant song. So title, no, 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 artist, fizz, and duration 150. And then song.formatted duration is 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So 150, 2 minutes is 120 seconds. So 150 minus 120 would be that 30 seconds, so that is correct. You have already encountered a computed property for the count of an array. A computed property is declared as a var, since it could change depending on the rest of the struct. The rest of the declaration consists of a name, a type annotation, and then some code in braces or brackets, which has to return a value of the correct type. You can access the computed property just like any other. Note that inside the definition of formatted duration, the property duration is accessed without dot notation. Within the code of a struct, you can access its own properties directly by their names without using the dot. Exercise. Add another computed property to song named formatted title, which gives you a string. For the song above, the formatted title would be No, No, No by Fizz. So we are going to add another computed property, and var, and it's going to be formatted title, which returns a string. And then in our curly brackets, we're just going to return a string, and we're going to interpolate title by and interpolate artist. So when we call formatted title, we get No, No, No by Fizz. All right, next. Computed properties are a further example of the power of structs to create data abstraction. Instead of using separate functions outside of the struct, you can put related functionality right alongside the data it relies on. Code that uses the struct can simply use the new properties without needing to know how they work. Exercise. Re-implement the song information function from page 4 as a computed property. It can rely on the other computed properties to do its work. Imagine how these two computed properties would have looked as separate functions operating on data from parallel arrays. All right, so we are going to looking at page 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have all of this information. So what we're going to do is add computer properties, var information, which returns a string. So we are returning formatted title because we have this already computed, so no by Fizz, and then plus we have 1, 2, 3, 4 data abstraction. So we have formatted title, so that part is done. So comma duration, and then song duration seconds. So we have formatted title again, title by artist, and then we are going to add duration. And then we are going to add formatted duration. So here we have formatted duration. So it already says minutes and seconds here. So when we call song.information, we get no by Fizz, duration 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Next, see how the type you defined can be used in functions.